My friend proposed to me on April Fool's Day, so I assumed it was a joke, but now it's really awkward because he was deadly serious. I'm too submissive, and I'm not sure that's a good thing or a bad thing. Not in the naughty sense, but more in the personality department. I'm not married, but I can imagine being the type of woman who'd want to spoil her husband rotten. I wouldn't mind being the submissive wife archetype who treats her husband like a king, with back massages, dinner prepared, tying his tie every morning, and making him lunch every day. I'd let him have the final say if possible, as long as it's out of love, and probably be the wife who'd be at his beck and call. I'd do all these things even if I loved him more than he loved me. As long as he isn't physically or emotionally violent or cheating on me, I can't imagine myself minding much doing whatever he asked. The problem is, a lot of people, including some of my friends, hate that. They think that because I'm this way, I believe men are superior to women, which I don't. I just want to please my future husband. They also think it makes it easy for me to be taken advantage of, and I admit I'm fully aware of that risk. I don't know if it's freakishly traditional or just me. To be honest, I've almost always been pretty submissive and passive, and I was painfully shy growing up. While I've been growing out of my timidity, I'm still pretty soft and go to great lengths to avoid confrontation, which is both a good and bad thing. While I acknowledge I need to work on that, I still wouldn't mind being merely subservient to my future husband as long as he's the type of person I could absolutely adore. Are my friends right? Am I too submissive for my own good? Would it even be possible to have a proper relationship with that kind of personality? Update 1. A little over a week ago, I was talking with my friends about relationship dynamics. I told them that I actually view myself in a submissive wife role and would have no problem with it. I spoke with my girlfriends and a few of my guy friends about it, and one of them went to tell some of my other guy friends about it. On April Fool's Day, one of my guy friends, Brett, who I suspect is either somewhat bipolar, has AD or ADHD, or something that makes him rather impulsive, called me over to meet with him that evening after work. My first thought was, he's going to do an April Fool's joke. I'm ready to see what he has in store since he did a funny one in college, literally having some of his friends chase me in funny costumes all around the dorm's lot. So anyway, he turns around and kneels on one knee, pulls out a case, and proposes. Keep in mind, we're only friends. I've never dated him or considered it because I can't see us as anything beyond good friends. Also, knowing him, he would be the type of guy who would pull off this kind of thing as a joke. So, thinking it's another April Fool's joke, I laugh and tell him nice try because I truly think it's an April Fool's joke. He raises the case more, and I keep giggling, asking if he's serious a couple of times before he just says, "Yep, April Fools." We both laugh, and I tell him that he couldn't get me that easily since I knew what day it was, and we see each other off. Later on, I find out from a friend that he's been in a funk and mopey since then. At first, I thought something had happened until a friend came to talk to me before I could say hi to him in the morning. Apparently, he was legitimately proposing to me. And he was down that I thought it was a prank. Apparently, somewhere in that conversation my friend had with him, he thought I'd accept his proposal. I'm baffled and trying to wrap my head around it. Until now, I never knew he had feelings for me whatsoever. He never asked me out or anything like that, and I never had feelings for him either. I only see him as a friend and don't like him in that way. I honestly don't know how to go about all this. The fact he liked me in that way, his proposal was real, and that I honestly thought he was joking. He jokes around and pulls pranks so much, I never expected anything like this. How do I proceed from here? This just made things extremely awkward, and I have no idea what to do when I see him again. Edit. We've known each other for 3 years. Aside from hugs, high fives, and the friendly playful pokes I do with all my friends, I never thought it was out of the ordinary. At times, we would have deep conversations, but never anything too deeply romantic, let alone anything implying romantic feelings for each other, which I don't have for him. As far as I've witnessed, he's usually just as playful with his other friends as he is with me, which is why I truly never saw something like this coming. I saw no change in his behavior whatsoever. The last thing I was talking to him about before all this was if he wanted to watch The Walking Dead with us. I think the conversation one of my friends had with him definitely got misconstrued in some way. To be frank, I need to ask her exactly how she told him and what happened during that conversation. I think he does have some mental health problems, mainly low-level bipolar disorder, that have been diagnosed since he tends to be moody before going back to his energetic, playful self. I never thought the conversation would spiral in this way. I never expected it to happen. I'm still wrapping my head around it and reflecting on any ways he's even shown remote interest in me. I never meant to make him feel bad. I don't love him in that way, but he is my friend. Had I known he was serious, I would have probably handled it better. He's the type of guy with an over-the-top sense of humor, so I truly thought he was joking. I mean, it was April Fool's Day and he has done crazy things in the past, just nothing like this. I'll try to talk to him when I get the chance. I really want to salvage our friendship. Despite everything, he's a funny and nice guy whom I'm glad to have as a friend. I just never liked him in that way at all, and he never even inferred he liked me in that way before now. I really hope that we can still be friends, but if we can't, I understand needing some distance. What a mess. Update 2. I wound up not getting the chance to talk to my friend about what he said because he sought me out before I could talk to him yesterday. As it turned out, several of you were right. He said he was half joking, half serious with the proposal. He had liked me for a long time and had purposefully chosen April Fool's Day to see if I had any romantic interest in him as he did in me. I truly don't understand why that would be a good way to see if I liked him in that way, because proposing to anyone out of the blue without dating usually means an automatic no. He was more upset by my reaction than he thought he would be. Right after telling me this, he asked me out. I turned him down as politely as I could since I don't like him in that way at all. He said he thought that I had feelings for him. I told him I loved him as a friend and hoped we could remain good friends. But he just stormed off afterward. Judging from that reaction, I don't think our relationship will be repaired anytime soon, if ever. I guess it's for the best in the end. Thanks everyone.